Now I want to create blanket for this bed. So I will use a plan, create a plan at the top of the bed. I will use the cloud modifier to let it wrap on the bed. So I create it at the top bigger, same as the real actually blanket. Name it as a blanket too, and apply the cloud modifier. On the cloud parameters, I will hit the object properties. I need to define it as a cloud object, so I will choose a cloud. From the presets the list, I can choose a default or Katan or any other things. I usually choose the default or Katan, and okay. Then I need to define these two objects, bed and the mattress, as a collision object for this blanket. So when blanket or the plan is selected, again I click on the object properties, and this time add object. These two objects I will add. They are selected now, so I just choose the collision object for them. Make sure enable collision is active. Okay. Now if you hit the simulate button, it is starting to simulating. But you see the simulation is actually is very bad. So I back to my plan and increase the segments 50 to 50. Back to the close and simulate again. It will take longer time, but simulation is nicer and more realistic. I will wait until I get the fine result. It is still moving. Okay, I cancel it now. So I could create a nice and tidy blanket. But this room is a teenager room. I don't want it to be a tidy. So I want to make it untidy and messy. I will erase my simulation. Just click on the erase simulation button. Everything will be cancelled and blanket will back. I move it around because I want to create some line on the bed. Some short lines randomly. All direction. I usually don't create some line and just a small. Okay, I just attach all of them. Attach, multiply, multiple, attach, and go to the rendering and enable in the viewport. Put them on the bed. The size I make it bigger, maybe 3 or maybe 4. Okay, back the blanket at the top. If it is in the good position, and now I need to again apply the collision. Add this object to the collision group, the lines, and it is a collision. Okay, now I simulate it. Simulate the blanket again. It will get this shape from these lines. I will again wait until my simulation finish. Okay, I hit the cancel. Now I can delete these lines. I don't need them because it already caused the cloth get the shape. So this is one way that I can make it more natural and untidy, but it is still not what I like, so I continue working on this cloth. I choose the blanket and under cloth modifier choose the face. Now I want to move the faces. Active simulate local and leave drag. Choose where you like to move and just select and move them. I am working on just one side. You actually should do it in the both side. Don't move it so much suddenly, because when it be damaged or have any problem, you need just reset it again. Cannot undo easily. Okay, well, when something happen like this, I move it so much suddenly, and if I damage it, something that I really don't want, what I should to do, I usually cannot use the Control Z, so I just can erase the simulation to let it back and again simulate and back to the faces. Well, I just paused the video and simulate it again and just move the faces while simulate local and leave drag is active and get this shape. I didn't work on this so much. You can do it by yourself as well, make a more untidy and better shape. Okay, next, if there is some place like this, I don't care now. There is one problem. The cloth has an animation, so I need to remove this animation. Just right click, convert to editable poly to make as a snapshot. Okay, now I will select the border of this cloth and the loop. I need all sides actually, so I loop all the sides. Select here, loop again, and create shape from selection. Make sure this is the linear, and I change the name to the blanket border or blanket edge, just simple name. It has the actually from the previous work. I make it a smaller, maybe just half. You see some of the blanket have the border. It is actually that at the round. Now I select the blanket, apply the shell to get it to give it a thickness. Outer amount half. This should be enough actually. Let me see. Half or one is depend to. what you like. If you want is so much. Okay, half. Then apply the mesh smooth or turbo smooth. The same. Isolate. Then apply the same turbo smooth to the line around. Actually, I put them as a one for the preview. It worked faster. So this is what we could create until now. So you have the border around, and actually I want to make this border a little bit thicker, half. Well, the blanket I am still not satisfied. Some places in this area they are so smooth and straight, so I will apply after the shell I will apply the noise modifier. I work with the two parameters scale and the Z. I make the scale as a 0 and Z, for example 2. You see, this is the range of the Z is so much. What I should to do is changing my scale. When the scale is uh, changing, you see the effect will be wider and wider. I will play with this parameter to get the right value. I think this is quite good, a little bit less, maybe 2 is enough. When I use the noise, actually it caused this blanket move, so I need to give the same to the border. Click and drag to the border after the under the turbo smooth to let it move with the blanket. Now is okay, and this is how I could create an untidy blanket for my bed. Next we will create the pillows.